Hello everyone, welcome back to my 4-Star School YouTube channel. In last lesson, we have finished the homepage of this beautiful course application, but we left this button navigation bar in this video. So in today's lesson, we're going to finish this button navigation bar first. Then we're going to implement the course detail page. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification. Also, if you like my video, please sum up my video, and it will be a great support for me. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Let's open our Visual Studio Code and find our home data file inside this home folder. And under this scaffold widget, we need to implement its button navigation bar attribute. So we're going to implement this by using the button navigation bar. Right? And this button navigation bar require an attribute, so which is this items attribute, and inside this item we need to pass a list of button navigation bar items. So we're going to implement this item first. Also, you may notice we have more than 3 items. So if you have more than 3 items, by default, if you're using the button navigation bar, it will set the type to shaving. So we're going to change the button navigation bar type to fixed. So we're going to change its type first. We're going to change to fixed, and then we're going to change the button navigation bar background using our custom defined color. And then I don't want when I click the button, I don't want those label, so I'm going to hide those labels. So I'm going to set this show selected label to false, and also show unselected label to false. And then we're going to implement the items inside this button navigation bar. So first, I'm going to use a container for our first item. Then we can use just icon for the rest. So I'm going to implement the first button navigation bar item. So I'm going to use the class button navigation bar item. So inside this button navigation bar item, we need to pass its label, and which is our home, and also we need to pass this icon, right? Because those two, this one is required, but we can pass any widget to this icon. So here I'm going to pass the container. Going to use the container in this case, and inside this container we can give the padding and also the decoration. So for the decoration, I use box decoration. I'm going to change its border. So for the button, I use the border class border, and I set the button border to use the border side, and I need to set its color to essence color, and also give the weight for this button border. So for the weight, I want to give it just 2. So that's for our first item. And then for the second one, still the button navigation bar item, but inside this item, I'm going to place the icon, not the container. So I just using images RSS. I using our custom import icons and calendar. So this one is our first icon, and also I want to keep the width, probably 20 is enough. So there, and another, so I just copy those and I will paste twice. So for the third icon, it should be bookmark, and the last one would be the user. Before we save it, don't forget these label attribute, because this one is important. So I'm going to, if you didn't implement this label, you will cause the error. So I'm going to implement the label as well. So for the third one would be the bookmark, and for the last would be the user. Okay, now we can save, and you will see our border navigation bar show, but we still need to customize our first item. So, and we probably will give the font size the color. So inside this container, we're going to implement it is child. So let's find, we have a child attribute, and we're going to pass the text, which is this home. So I save, you'll see we have this text coming up, and we're going to style it a little bit, and I'm going to make it bold. So I use style, text style, and I set the font weight to bold. So let's save. And also I want to give it a little bit of padding to the bottom. So I'm going inside this container, we have this padding attribute, and I want to use this edges only for the bottom part. Just give it a 5, and let's save. Now it looks much similar, yeah, like here. You will notice some parts of these active cores are hidden by this bottom navigation bar. But since we wrap this entire page with the single child scroll view, so this entire page can be scrolled. So let's scroll it, and we actually reach the end of the page. You can also use the list view, which will achieve the same result. Okay, back to Visual Studio Code, and you see inside scaffold we have a lot of code. So here I'm going to refactor it a little bit. I'm going to extract this widget into a method. So I want to call it build button navigation bar. So I just save it. Now our scaffold is much smaller, and it's a good way to maintain your code. Next, we're going to implement this detail page. So back to Visual Studio Code and find this detail folder, and we're going to create another folder called widget, and also create another file called detail.tar. So we will make our detail page in here. So first we're going to create a stateless widget, and I just name it detail page. And I'm going to remove the constructor for now, and also import the library. Okay, so here I'm going to return a scaffold widget. So we need to change this child to body, and also I will just paste a center widget, and inside center widget I just make a text widget. I just call it detail page, and I want to test it. So when I click the start button, I will actually navigate to this detail page. So we're going to find where is this button. So it should be inside this course item, and we're going to find this button and this onPressed attribute. So we're going to use our navigator data.ofContext and .push, and we push when we're using material page route. And for this builder, we're going to pass the context and return our detail page. right? Detail page. Okay, and also we need to import our detail page. Okay, let's save and let's test it. When I click this start button, I actually navigate to this detail page. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we can actually implement our detail page start from this point. So back to our detail page, and here as you see we use some title, the author, and some images from this course object. So we're going to pass the course object into this detail page. First we're going to create the course attribute inside this detail page, and also we need to import the course. Right, then we need to write down it is constructor. So for this cost item, we need to pass cost here. So we're going to pass our cost, and we save, and back to our detail page, and we get the course here. We can actually use all the attributes associated in this course to replace this center widget with a single child scroll view, as what we did in the home page. And inside this single child scroll view, we will place this column widget, and we need to implement children attribute, right? Also, we need to set it is main axis size, and we set to me. Next, we're going to implement this custom add bar, which is shown here, and we're going to create another file. I just call it custom add bar dot, and here I'm going to create a status widget, and I name it custom add bar, and I'm going to delete this constructor for now and import the library. And for here I just return a text. There is a add bar, and we're going to use it inside our detail page. So we're going to use this custom add bar. So I just save, and when I click the start button, we will navigate to this detail page, and you will see we have this add bar on the top. So we can actually customize it a little bit. But first we're going to use the image which passed from our previous page. So we're going to create the cost attribute, and which will pass from previous page, custom add bar, and I'm going to write the star course, and also I'm going to import this course. Okay, so let's save, and also in our detail page, we're going to pass our course here. Let's save, and then we can trying to style this add bar a little bit. First, here comes a very tricky part, because you see we have this button actually outside of this container. So you're going to use a column widget in this case. So inside this container, I'm going to use a stack widget, and for children, I'm going to use a column widget, and we need to specify it is children attribute as well. So we going to declare two containers. Right, so the first one container I will give it height 300, and the second container I will give it height just 20. So for the first container, I need to style it a little bit. First, we implement the child attribute. So by pass this clip rect widget, and because we want this image to have rounded at the corner, so we use this widget. And we can set the border radius and use border radius class dot circular and just set to 40. And then for its child, we're using image ss, and by pass our course object the image URL, right? Also we can set it is feet attribute to the box feet height, right? So let's save. Actually, you will see we have this image coming up. And also since we have this container, you will let's give it color first. So you will see we have the container in here, and we can do a tricky, and we can make this stack, put this button inside here. So we remove this color, and we give this container some decoration. So I'm going to for the decoration, I just use box decoration. So inside this box decoration, I'm going to set it is border radius to 40 as well. Border radius circular to 40 as well. Okay, let's save. And next is those two icons, but we can actually implement these first, this star class icon first. So under this column widget, and we can make a position the widget. So inside this position widget, we need to give bottom attribute 0, and right would be 40. Also the child, and I'm going to use a container. So inside this, because I want to give this container height, and to control these the size of the elevated button, right? So we can give height to 50 and width 110. So for the child, I'm going to use elevated button. And inside this elevated button, we're going to implement it is on pressed, and also the child. So for the child, I just make a text called star class. Alright, so first we can save, and you will see we actually achieve this tricky one. Right, we have this stack button here, and also I'm going to customize it a little bit. So I'm going to implement it is style attribute and use the elevated button dot style from, and we're going to pass it is primary. Primary color would be our essence color we define, and we need to import this color dot, and then is this elevation, and we set to 0. And next is this shape, and we want to rounded rectangle border. So inside this border, we can pass the border radius, and we can use border radius dot circular, and we can give 15. So let's save. Okay, now I think we achieved the same result as is shown in here. Okay, next we're going to implement those top button, which is the go back button and bookmark button. So like this position, we make another 2 position widget. So first one is for our go back button position widget. So we need to implement it is a trial. So first, I think for the top, I'm going to give it a median query of context dot padding dot top dot padding dot padding dot top. Sorry, dot padding dot top. This one actually will give you the toolbar, the height of toolbar, so which probably is 56, and then I will give the left would be 25. So for the child, I'm going to implement it using the container, and we can pass this icon. We can use the icon button inside this container. I use container here because I want to the size. I want to control the size of the button. I can use the height of 50, and also width also 50, and then the padding. We can leave padding to the end. So first we implement the box decoration, and we can give the color. Because you see we have this a transparent effect, right? So we can actually use a black color and with capacity, and we can set to 0.3, and we can achieve the same result. And also the border radius, border radius, and we can use border radius dot circular and give it 15, right? And next is implement it is child. We're going to use the icon button. So icon button, and inside this icon button we need to implement the icon attribute, so which is required, and we're going to use a material icon. So just icons dot, and I think it's called arrow back iOS, right? We can use this icon, and also this onPress function, and I using navigator, and we can go back to our previous page, navigator dot of context dot pop, right? So in this way we can navigate back to our previous page, and here you can also remove the curly bracket and use the anonymous this function, so you can remove this semicolon. Okay, I think probably we can save it for now, and we can see. Okay, we now see this button come up, but we need to style it a little bit. We need to give it the color, which is the white color, and also make it a little bit to the center. So for the icon, we can actually change its color. So we set to white color. And also for this container, we can make a padding and use padding only to left edge it only, and set to left just to 5. Left just 5. And we save. Okay, now it looks much similar like this. Okay, so next I'm going to implement the other one. Probably I think this icon is still too large, so I'm going to change its size. I think inside this icon button we can have this icon size, and I just set to 20. Okay, now it looks better than before. Okay, so we continue finish the last one. So also it's a positioned widget, and also keep the top still the same using the median query dot of context dot padding dot top. But in here we need to give the right and set to 25. So for the rest, I think we still use this container, and also height would be 50, and the weight also be 50. Here you notice we have a duplicate code, right? And you can actually extract to a command widget and you can reuse it. But here, so we only have 2 icons, so I think it's good for now. So I just copy and paste, right? So let's see, here I think until here, so from here until here, and but we're going to delete this navigation function, and we need to change these to bookmark. White also is a white color, and we can save, and you will notice we have these icons show here, and but here I think we don't need these padding left. Okay, so it looks similar like this prototype, so we can keep working for the rest part. So back to this widget folder, and we create a file, and I just call it course description.dar, and inside this course description.dar we create a stateless widget, and I just named it course description, and delete this constructor, and also import a library. And here I just place a text widget and write something down, just like a description. And I save. I'm going to import in this detail page so we can actually see it and customize it. So we import this course detail description, right? And also I think we save. We also need to save this one as well, and you will see we have this description text shown on the screen, and then we can customize it a little bit. First, as like the custom app bar, we pass this course, so we will do the similar in this description. Because we will grab this course title, course author from this course object. So we're going to create a course attribute, right? And we need to import this course, and also implement this constructor, course description, and just this course. Then, and in this description, actually, I consider to use the colon widget, because this is our first column, this is the second, this is our third column, and inside our first column we have 2 rows, right? So we're going to consider use this kind of format. So we replace this text widget with a colon widget. So inside this colon widget, we need to implement this children attribute. So as you know, the first child will be this road widget, and we have this author avatar and author name, and also the total time of the course. So we could implement it one by one. So first we use image assets, and we're going to load the author image, right? And then is this text. So text would be the author's name, so we can load the author. And last would be, I think is the course, the total course time, and also we have this icon, the time icon, and also this very small grid dot. So let's implement let's grid dot first, and this just a container, and just give it high, probably 5 is enough, and width also 5 is enough. And decoration, we can use box decoration. So inside this box decoration, we implement this shape attribute, and we can use box shape circular, and also change the color to our font light. So let's save, and you will see we have the avatar course author name, but we need to save this detail page. So you will see we have this avatar and the author name, and also this very little gray dot. Don't worry, we will style later. So first just create this icon and also this text first. So under this container, we're going to, I think, we're going to create icon. So we use icons, material icon, SS time field, right? And the last one will be a test widget, which just the how much total time of the course. So let's save it. Yeah, we can customize it a little bit. So first is this avatar. Maybe it's too big, right? So we could set its weight just to 20. And now it comes smaller. And then we need to have some gap between this avatar and author name. So we can use the sized box and just set this weight to just 5. And we save. And you will see we have a little gap between the title and the avatar. Also for this title, we want to style it. So we implement this style attribute by passing this text style, and we change the font weight to bold. Okay, let's save. And also for this container, and we can implement this margin attribute, and we just use edge inset symmetric horizontal and set to just 5. You will see we have a little bit gap between this author name and this gray dot, and also we need to set a gap between this time and this text. So we also implement this size box. Just place probably 5 is enough. And also we need to change the color for this icon, and also the size will be too big. So first we change the size to small, and also set the color, and we use our accent color. Now it's much similar, and also we change this text style. We implement its style by passing this text style. Okay, inside this text style, we're going to change its color, font size, and also font weight. So first is the font weight, and we want to make it bold. And also the next one is font size, and change to 16. And also the color, we're using the font color. So let's save. Now it's more similar, and we're going to give it the padding, right? So because it's too close to the left boundary, so we set some padding in this container. We can implement its padding attribute by using edge inset symmetric. So we can use horizontal set to 25 and also vertical set just to 10. So let's save. Okay, now we can implement the next line. So it should be outside this row widget. So we find the bottom of this row widget. Next, we're going to implement this text widget, which is this text course title. Right, so we save. You will see we have this course title in here. So we need to give this colon a cross alignment, and set to start. And also need to keep some gap between those two. So we're using size box to set it is high. Probably 15 is enough. Then we're going to style our course. So we're going to change it style and using the text style. So for the text style, we're going to change the font weight to bold, and also the font size to 22, and also the color to font color. Okay, so let's save. Now it looks good to me. And next, so the next line also we give some gap. Then we implement the text. So the text will be how we develop speech and how it became such a powerful tool. Also, let's see. Right. I just hard coded, so you can place this description inside your course object, so you don't need to write this hardcore value. So first we save, and you will see we have the test coming out, and also we need to style it a little bit. So we actually implement the style also in using the text style. So inside this text style, we're going to set this border spacing to 2, and also the font weight to bold, and also font size to 16, and color to light color, font light color. And we say now it's similar like here. Maybe it's too bold, we can remove it, and let's see. Yeah, now it looks much similar. Okay, so we probably finished this course description, and next one is this course progress. Back to Visual Studio Code. Inside this widget folder, we create another file called course progress.dart, and we save. Inside this course progress.dart, we make a stateless widget, and I just call it course progress. Right, and we can remove the constructor and import a library. And here I just write some text this progress, and I save, and I'm trying to import in this detail page. So in the detail page, we can import it like course progress. Save, you will see the text is coming up. Okay, then we can customize this progress a little bit more. First, we're going to create this row, and we were using the row widget. So let's use the row widget. Right, inside this row widget, we need to implement its child. So we're going to first write down the text. It's the progress. Right, another widget is those two icons. So here I use another row widget. Inside this row widget, I'm going to place two icons. So use this image assets. I'm going to use icons grade dot pick. Another icon is this assets icons list. Let's save. Yeah, those icons too big, so I need to change its weight to probably 25 is enough. The same for the other one, also 25. Let's save. Okay, also I think we need have some space between. You can use size box. Give the weight just 15. We save. And also for the out this road, we're going to space is main axis alignment to space between. And also we will give the some kind of padding to this container. Use edge inset dot or just give it 25. And then I can customize the size a little bit more. So for this size, I'm going to implement this style. I just using the text style. I change it is font weight to bold, and also font size, and change to 20, and color to font color. Let's save. Okay, now it's similar like this. Okay, next we're going to make these module widget, and as you see, those two are very similar. Maybe we can make it a reusable, just pass different attribute so we can change to different style. So we're going to create another widget. I'm going to call it course module. We're going to create another widget. Just call it course module to start. In order to make these reusable, we're going to create another object called module. So under this model folder, we call create another file called module start. So inside this module, we're going to create a class called module. Right. So we are going to find some attribute which is the same among those two widgets. So the first one is the color. This icon border, we need to change. This one have a gray border, and this one have a essence color. So we need to extra these. So we need to import this material first. And the next attribute is this icon background, icon background, because you see those icon background are different. And next is the icon color. Right, icon color is also different. And next will be the icon data. So the icon we actually used is also different, and also the title. This title like the module 1 and module 2, and also the description, the course description, module description, and also the module border, and also the module background. Then is button color, right? And next is this button font. And then is this how many time left, and also how many lesson. So it's the time and lesson. Okay, then we're going to create this module constructor by passing this. So this start icon border, and this start icon background, and this start icon color, and this start icon. Right. So the next is title, description, right, and then is the module border, module background. Right. The next is the button color and button font. And last two is the time. Should be time and also lesson. Okay, so this should be title. Okay, let's save. And also we need to create a static method which will return a list of module we can use. So generate modules. We're going to return a list of module. So I'm going to create 2 modules. So the first one is this module. We're going to implement these one by one. So it's icon border. We're going to use the accents color, right? Also, we need to import it. And the icon background also is this accent color. So icon color, just white color. So icon, and I think is the icons and plate, arrow, and rounded. So for the title, I think it's module 1. And for the description, and I just copy that and how it all started. And next line is explanation. Okay, so for the module border would be our primary light color. So module background is also primary light color. So for the bottom color would be primary. Bottom font would be primary dark. Right, and time would be 22 minutes, and lesson would be just 2 lessons. Okay, let's save. I only create a single module because I want to style it after we finish the style, and we can create the second module. So let's move our prototype a little bit left, and we go to detail page. Right inside this course progress, we're going to create a list, and which is a list of progress. It's a module list, and we're using this module.generate static method. But first we need to import this module class, and we can use generate to generate a list of module. But you know, we only have one module inside this module list, right? And then under this row, so we're going to wrap this row with the column widget, right? And under this row, we're going to place our course module here. Course module. Oh, we didn't implement. So first we need to create stylus widget. Stylus call it course module, and remove the constructor for now, and import the material dart, and just this is our course module, and we save. And here we can import this course module. So let's save, and you will see we have the course module under this progress. So we're going to pass our module. So we're going to, of course we only have one, so we're just using the index 0. And after we have more items inside this module list, we were using the mapped function. So here I just want to style, so I just place a very single course module. So we go to the course module, and here we're going to create a module attribute, and we need to import a class as well and implement its constructor this.module. Okay, so let's save and we can start from this point. Okay, so first we're going to give the container height just to set to 180, and then I'm going to make a row because this will be our first and this would be the second. So I'm going to change the child to row widget. So inside this row widget, and we're going to use two flexible widget. So use two flexible widget. So the first one would just take one portion, and the second one would take probably 5 portion. Okay, 5 portion. So let's save and also implement this. And here I can just give a container and just the color and set to some random color so you can see. And also here I change to container and color. I give the random color so you can see clear. Right. So you see we have this left part and right part, and similar like this. And we will start from the left part. Actually, we can make this column widget. So we will start to implement its child and make it column, right? So the first child will be our icon, and the second one will be the dash line. So the first would be our icon. So I just use icon, and I can just use I think it's module dot icon, right? So you can save. You'll see we have icon show here, very small. And then I'm going to style it a little bit. I will wrap it inside our container, and it's not calling, it's container. I can implement the decoration inside this container. So I'm going to give it border using the box decoration. Inside this box decoration, the border I will set to border.or, and the color is module dot icon border, and also the width set to 2, right here. And also except the border, we also going to implement it is color, because currently the icon is the black. We're going to change the color to module dot background, icon background. Actually, this will change the background of this icon. And then is the shape should be box shape circle, box shape circle. Let's say, yeah, and then we change the color icon. So first the size, and the color is module icon color. Let's say, okay. And then for the container, we can give these padding, container padding edge, or set to 8. Next, we're going to make this dash line. So under this container, we're going to implement expanded widget. So expanded widget, we need to implement its child, right? So for the child, I'm going to return a column of widget. So inside this one, I'm going to use this generate function, and the length will set to 20. And for the index, I'm going to use this index. If it is old, I'm going to drop the line. Otherwise, you will be set to transparent. So I'm going to return another expanded widget. So for this expanded widget, and we're going to have this child and set to container. So for the container, and we're going to check we set it is weight to 2, and also the color, and we check the index if more 2 equals 0, and we're going to return the colors transparent, and otherwise we return module dot icon border. We can use the icon border, right? So here we're going to remove this square bracket because you already a list. So we save it. You will actually see those dashed line here. We're going to implement the right portion of this cost module. So inside this container, we're going to implement this decoration attribute. So we use box decoration, and inside this box decoration, we implement a border, and we set border.or and use the color from our module, like module border, and also set the weight to 2 is enough. And next is the color. I think we need to set to our module background color, right? And next one is our border radius. So border radius, I need to border radius circular, and set to 20. Because we set the color inside this box decoration, we actually need to remove the color inside this container. So, and we can save, and you will see this background change to our primary color. It's hard to see because it's very close to this white color. So inside this container, we're going to implement a column widget. So this one is our first column, and second column, and third column. We can use a row inside our third column. So for this container, and we're going to implement it is child attribute. So the child are using the column widget, and so inside the fourth column would be our text. So first column, we also have these icon. So it actually is a row, and I'm going to create a row. Since we have multiple stuff inside this column, we need to give a crossing alignment, cross-axis alignment set to start. Right? For the first row would be 2 text, and we need to set it is main X alignment to space between. For it is children, we have to first is a text, and second one is the icon. So the first text would be come from our module dot title, right? And also the second would be our icon. The icon would be just icons more, and color should be font light. Let's save, and we need to style the form. We implement a text style. So inside the text style, and we're going to change the color to font light. Also change the font weight to bold. Okay, let's save. Now it's much similar, and also I think we need padding for this container, so just use padding and edge inset.or and set to 20. Right, we set to padding, and we finish our first, and the second would be another text, would be our description. So it comes from module description. Right, so save. We also need to style it. So first we need to change its font size. Implement using text style. Change its font size to 18, and then we need to change its color. We're using font color with opacity set to 0.7, and also font weight set to bold. Let's save. Okay, it looks good to me, and probably I need to give a little bit space by using size the box, and height set to just set to 5 is enough. Okay, 5 is enough. Maybe I can give a little more padding, probably increase to 10. Okay, 10. And next one is this icon. So I create another row. So we have a child, and basically we can make those reusable. So we don't want to make those two a button again. So we're going to create a function. So I think we can call a function, just call build button. We're going to implement this function. So inside this function, so we need to check type none is not a subtype. Okay, so I need to comment out delete this first. Okay, so I think the common one is this icon and the text. So first I'm going to pass the icon data and also the string of the text. Here I'm going to return a container, and inside this container I'm going to implement child. So the child will be a row, and also have a child. So the left would be the icon. And I just using icon, and I just pass the icon here. I just using here icon, and the second row is our text, right? And we need to keep a little bit gap between. So we're using size box. Set weight to 5. Let's save, and we're going to return the container. So here we can just call this one build a button, and we're going to pass our icons and access time field, and the second one is module dot time, right? So let's save. You see our icon here, but I think we need to change its color, and also it's hard to see, right? So inside is a container, so we implement the decoration we use box decoration. So inside this box decoration, we change this color to module button color, and also border radius. We use border radius dot circular set to 20. So let's save. Now you can see this color border, and also the padding for this container using edge inset.or and set to 5. Let's save. Okay, also we need to change the color for the icon. So, and also the size will be 20, and the color will be module button color, and font. Also style, and change the text style for the color should be our module button font color, and make a weight. Font weight would be font weight bold. Let's save. Button font. Sorry, this one should be button font as well. Okay, now it looks similar like here. Okay, so let's save. And we need to create another. So I just copy here, right, and create another button. But here I just passing bookmarks, and here just pass some model lessons. Let's save. And also we give a little bit gap between those two inside the box. The weight set to 10. Okay, and also the gap between the text and the bar and the button. So the size box. Height set to 15. Let's say. Okay, pretty similar. And I think we need to give some margin. So margin, find this container. Margin, we use edge inset.or and set to 10. Let's save. Okay, it run out of space, so we probably need to change these to 5. Okay, now it works. We also need to change the left part of this module, and we give this margin as well, but we're using edge inset symmetric, so just vertical, and vertical we set to 10. Okay, we're also going to remove the red color. We're going to find the container. So where is the red color? It's hard to see. It's the red color. Oh, here. So I'm going to remove the red color. Now it looks much similar like this. Okay, next we're going to create our second module. So find our module.class. Under our first module, we're going to create our second module. Alright, so we implement each one by one. So first is this icon. A border is from light, and with opacity and set to 0.3. And then icon background is just white. We can also actually open this one, we can check. So the border is a grid, and the background is white, and the color is also from light. with capacity set to 0.7, and icon will be icons, and I think should be locked, outlined, rounded, and also title is the module 2. For the description, and I'm going to write what we didn't know about text tree. So the module border should be primary light. Also, the background should be white. So for the button color should be great with capacity, and I'm going to set to 0.2, and also the font will be great. So for the time, I just set to 12 minutes. For the lessons, also 2 lessons. So I'm going to save it. And next, we can open our application, and we're going to find our course progress here. And here, since we already generate a list of module list, and in here I'm going to using this comment out this first. I'm going to comment out this first, and I'm going to use this module list.map. I'm going to return this course module and place our element here and to list, and also need to spread out like here. So let's save. Actually, you'll see our second module is coming out here. With our customized, we can give some space between those two. I use a sized box. Just height set to 15. Let's save. Okay, now it looks much better. I'm going to increase a little bit more. Okay, now it looks much good to me. Also, you may notice there is too much space, so I think we can change it. So I think it's something related to margin we set for those two. Let's back to our course module, and here I found my mistake, so I'm going to remove this margin. So let's save again, and you see now it much similar like the prototype here. Okay, so I think we finish this course detail, and we can check for the other course, mushroom. Yeah, it looks good to me. Okay, I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and there will be more Flutter UI tutorial coming soon. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you in next video.